Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Schnozzcast. I'm Nick. I'm going to be your host this evening. Bob is out of pocket for this weekend. We send him well wishes for the family issues that he's dealing with right now, and condolences. I'm here with Greg and Cory, and we also have no Todd this weekend. And for that, I can't tell you why, because I have no clue. No clue why he's not here. Any ideas?
Secret mission.
I was going to say something about a secret mission in the Arctic
with his helicopter
to fight the Russians.
That's what I heard.
Arctic to fight the Russians. Oh, Jesus. All right.
They called upon TD.
We did get a rogue message on the Shocker line tonight with a voicemail from Todd Dillon from a local number, which was slightly concerning.
I'm still waiting for him to come busting through the door.
So he's up to some covert shit.
I feel like he's going to be the Kool-Aid man, just come right through the wall of the studio. Hey, just fucking Todd.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
Just Todd.
Oh no, you broke through my wall.
Exactly.
Are you going to fix this before my dad gets home?
Jesus Christ. All right, if it's the first time you're listening to the Schnozzcast, welcome. We appreciate you showing up and coming to say hello to us. If you need to, if you're wondering how to download us or listen to us or watch us, you can really look anywhere you get a podcast and just type in Schnozzcast, SCHNOZZCAST. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play Store, Mixcloud, iHeartRadio, or anywhere you get your favorite podcasts. We're also available on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, also at Schnozzcast. I got yelled at last time for not saying that, so.
How dare you?
I know.
Our social media, Nick.
Yeah.
How are people supposed to get a hold of us?
That's how they get a hold of us. We're still waiting. So.
Now that we officially got it out there, maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, all of a sudden the lines are going to start lighting up.
You never know.
So we have a great show for you guys this evening. We have some questions. We're going to have a little booze news. We're going to have some pick of the week. And we're going to see if we can get to all this.
Some TikToks.
Oh, we do. I didn't want to be assuming.
Yeah, we missed last episode, but everything else was going so swell, so I figured.
Yeah, I never heard back on the suggestions that I sent you.
I did not see that message.
Cory,
was that tonight?
This might be good. This was last night. Cory, this might be good for TT's TikToks. Send a link. No response.
Okay, yeah.
I
was at work when I got there. That wasn't last
I
night.
think he's one of those guys like, I didn't find it. It's not getting.
That was this morning.
It's called TT's TikToks, okay?
I mean, last night, this morning, does it really matter?
Apparently not.
This morning.
It's a fucking free-for-all when it comes
Either
to time
way.
around here.
There is no time in Nick's world.
Clearly.
It was
That
while
was like 3 days ago.
It was while I was sleeping. I woke up and I'm like, send.
It must have been because I'm not saying, not this morning, like early afternoon.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think it was today. I think it was yesterday.
It was today.
Okay. Anyhow.
I was busy at work when I saw it come across my phone. That's why I forgot it.
Okay, don't have to get angry about it. Just a
I'm not getting angry. You're getting angry.
Someone's getting defensive.
Well, congratulations, because now Bob's going to cut this out. We don't air dirty laundry while I'm gone. Zip. When I probably should go back and listen to some of the shows when he's not here, because he just has this magic wand ability to, when he does all the audio editing, to be able to snip and cut wherever he feels like it. And I'd like to know actually what he does cut out of the show, because it might just be like, we might be doing a 15-minute show as far as everyone else is concerned. when Bob's out of town, he might be like, nope.
It's just an old episode with a new title.
Yeah.
He cuts and pastes a little bit from each episode.
Yeah.
Puts it together.
You see, if I cut out all the funny parts, then people are going to know that I really bring the sparkle to the show.
Anything humorous.
Yeah. Look how horrible they are while I'm not there.
Hey, be careful. He's sitting right next to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, Bob. All right. So I think I have a little bit of booze news. I'm not sure. Maybe.
I got something that's kind of booze news-ish.
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, let's play the drop first, buddy.
Okay. And now it's time for booze news. A little rusty.
There we go.
Yeah,
It took a second, but we got it. We got it. All right, so my kind of booze news-ish story, I heard this actually listening to another podcast the other day, and apparently there's a new trend going around that people have recipes put as their epitaph on their gravestone.
I think I saw something like that.
So there's a lady that has made a pretty big killing on the social medias of going around and like collecting these recipes and actually making them.
What?
Yeah.
Death recipes?
Death recipes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I'm going to put one on mine.
So, well, and that's why I said this is kind of booze news-ish, because I want to kind of go with this. And yeah, what, like, do you have one you put on your
I don't know what it is yet, but it would be.
You don't know what it is?
It would be awful.
If you had to pick something right now, what would you pick to be your gravestone?
Dude, if this comes
recipe?
if this comes back to peanut butter and Old Bay, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
No, I got a new one on that front for you guys too.
Combining things that aren't supposed to be together.
That's going to be the new segment because I found something else you guys are going to cringe at. But what would your recipe be for your gravestone?
It would be something terrible, and my friends would be like, because I feel like my friends are pretty cool, they're pretty good, that they may go, we should probably make that for him in his honor and eat it. And they're going to eat it and be like, this tastes like shit.
Kind of like
really
how
was
you
an
do
asshole.
Fireball all the time when you don't even like it.
Yes, pretty much. Exactly. It's 100%.
My buddy passed away who likes Fireball, so I'm going to choke it down every year.
I do.
So
I do.
Hell of a guy.
So you're purposely going to make something disgusting for people to make.
Yep.
We're all going to be like, oh,
that guy, he was such an ass.
Oh, God. Mayonnaise salad again for Greg? Oh, all right. It's that time.
Mayonnaise salad.
That time.
What's in mayonnaise salad?
It's just that time of year again. It's just a bowl of mayonnaise.
That's it?
One piece of lettuce on top.
3 tablespoons of spicy mustard.
I was kind of getting on board thinking about mixing some other things in.
Greg,
but then,
Greg says it's his favorite. Room temperature mayonnaise.
Please eat it every year on the anniversary of my dad.
raw cauliflower and mayonnaise.
With some spicy mustard.
Just mix that all up.
Cory's like, wait a second, noodles? Maybe some tuna fish? Oh, I can get on board with this.
Greg sure knew how to live.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise and cauliflower.
Just Cory, just matted down in the beard, just trying to. Poor Greg.
If only he was here to try some of this amazing food.
The tears make it saltier. See, we're on to you now, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my recipe would be. It would have to be something good. It has to be something really good. I don't know. I don't see the reason to put a recipe.
Yeah, I don't either.
On a tombstone.
I would put a tuna fish casserole because it is one of my favorite things. My mom makes it, and it's the best.
See, I can get on board with a tuna fish casserole.
No.
So, and because that was something else they discussed too, was that the idea, why would you do this? But they came up with one of the guys came up with a pretty good idea of why that might be done. Like some people have those grandmas that have that, secret recipe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they literally take it to the grave with them. And that might've been something like they wanted done after they passed to give that recipe away. Like they never in person were they ever going to tell anyone how they did that. But the second they were gone, that was something they wanted to release.
The second they were gone, we found their old fucking recipe box, and we said, "Fuck you, Grandma."
Selfish.
Well, there's obviously other ways to go about it, but I'm like, okay, I could kind of see that. But and I didn't know how big of a thing this was. Like this lady's going out and finding 20 different recipes within a week on gravestones or had tombstones.
He's got to be
whatever you wanna call them.
fucking Gen Xers that recently passed. This is not. I don't know if this is anyone that was. This had to have been someone influenced, like an older person that was like, okay, well, you're having lunch now, like not completely senile, but just that is being taken care of. Because I could see like kids of an older person being like, yeah, we're just going to put her cookie recipe on here. I don't think she's like, oh, make sure to put my cookie recipe. I don't think she cares about that shit. I don't think.
No, you're probably right, and I would definitely agree with that. It's probably something the family does. They're like, oh yeah, Grandma made these the best.
Yeah.
And someone posted a picture of it, and someone else thought it was a great idea, and it continued on. But and now here's would you guys ever try, like, if you were, God forbid, at a loved one's funeral, and you happen to look over and saw on a tombstone a recipe, would you take a gander at it and maybe make it?
They're obviously
not
not
people like me out there who are just trying to make somebody eat something terrible.
Yeah, but you can also look, but at a certain point too, you could look at some of the like cauliflower and mayonnaise. I'd be like, okay, well that's disgusting. I'm not actually going to go make that. But like if it looks interesting and you're actually like, oh, this looks like something I might actually like.
Corey,
I would probably try it.
It might be natural selection. They may be dead for a reason. I don't know if I'd be trying dead.
Well, everyone's dead for
recipes.
a reason, but
like, oh well, I think that last fucking cauliflower casserole really did it to her. I don't know if I would be trying graveyard recipes.
I guess it would depend on like if some guy had something on there. It was like, oh, you take 2, half-pound burger patties, and then you take a half-pound of bacon. Like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to eat that. That's probably why you are in that grave.
Could you imagine? But I mean, I would imagine the more words that have to be etched into granite on your stone, the more expensive it gets.
Possibly, but they're probably using lasers.
I was going to say, now everything's laser engraved. It's not actually etched.
I mean, still, it has to be for more words.
Sure.
It's probably more expensive. They
sure
want to make more money. I'm sure if you put "died yesterday, Dad," as opposed to,
I think that's how odd, that's not a bad one, buddy. Died yesterday,
as opposed to a fucking 3-page recipe. You think it's going to cost the same amount of money? Well, we got lasers now. They got to pay for those lasers, so I'm sure they still charge per.
I would think it's still probably cheaper, but either way.
Oh, it's cheaper, I would assume. Yeah.
It's not someone actually hand chiseling out that granite.
You never know.
But
maybe you're right. Maybe I'm right.
But that would be pretty awesome to have. I just let your gravesite go, and then so when your tombstone, the epitaph is "died yesterday," people be like, "Wait a second, that's kind of weird."
Died yesterday.
Died yesterday, and this gravesite looks 20 years old.
The worst thing about that is that you wouldn't be around to see people with that confused look on their face.
Or would you?
Oh, I was going to say I would. I'd be standing at that grave every day watching people look at that shit.
That's some of the. I like the funnier ones. There was one that I saw that was just like Meryl Thompson, and it said underneath, "I told you I was sick." There was one woman. It was like Betty Doodash.
Betty Doodash?
Yeah, and underneath it said, "Can you move? You're standing on my tits."
What?
Can you move your?
I heard you.
It says died from not forwarding that text message to 10 people.
Yeah,
I should have forwarded that email chain.
Yeah,
there was. Have you seen that that TikTok or whatever it is with the guy from Ireland who passed like from cancer or something like that? But it was like someone's uncle that was apparently super funny in the town. Like he was just a funny guy, and he knew he was going to die from this terminal illness, so he recorded like all these noises and stuff, and asked for one family member, no one else knew about it, to put this Bluetooth speaker in his coffin. And he's like, "Oh, you fucks! I'm still alive, you fucks! Let me out! Hey, get me the fuck out of here, you fucks!" And so everyone goes from crying to hysterically laughing. And he's like, "I'm gonna whip you, you dirty fucks! Get me the fuck out of here!" But he asked them to do that before he died. And they have it on video. I was like, that's kind of fucking hysterical.
I mean, I don't know. Would you just immediately start laughing? You're like, "Holy fuck, open the casket up."
Well, one of the guys was like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but still, like your initial knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, that could also be very traumatic to a lot of people.
Some people it probably could be.
He's like, What are you crying for? Stop fucking wasting your time and let me out. He might have been Scottish.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, that could be present some problems.
It was pretty funny. Everyone there laughed. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, and I don't know. I guess maybe like
You'd
have the whoever's giving the ceremony be like, by the way, final message from Uncle, whoever. So like you kind of know it's like you're
just remember he's a funny guy.
Yeah, like you're kind
right.
of setting up for it. So like I say, yeah, someone doesn't freak out and think that he somehow came back to life.
Yeah.
I could see that being very traumatic for some people. But anywho, that's my booze news for the week.
Booze news for the week. All right. Well, we can just end it with that. That was good. I like it.
All right.
I don't have something specific. I have a couple things, but I'm not gonna.
Let's hear one of them.
No.
Come on, buddy.
No, not gonna be reading them off.
Just one.
No.
Come on.
Okay. Did I tell you guys about how they found jellyfish in Spring Mill Pond in Brighton?
The pond that we went kayaking in?
Yeah.
Who's peeing on whose leg?
Pee on my leg all the time.
So it says Livingston County, Michigan, a recent spotting of jellyfish in Brighton, Michigan apparently isn't the state's first discovery of this marine animal. The aquatic creature found in the oceans all over the world was recently spotted in Spring Mill Pond at the Island Lake Recreational Area near Brighton and Coulter, Michigan. Now, this is a natural freshwater pond in Michigan where it gets below freezing, and this would freeze over in the wintertime. It says the jellyfish discovered is believed to be a freshwater jellyfish indigenous to the Yangtze River Valley in China. It says Todd Wills, the Lake Huron, Lake Erie research manager for the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, said that he receives reports like this so often about jellyfish sightings in Lake St. Clair, which is a part of the Lake Erie Basin. However, he said these observations are often sporadic. To be honest with you, I have never seen one up close or alive, he said. I got a little bit over 20 years of experience in the field, and I've yet to see one, if it gives you any idea of how rare this event is. These freshwater jellyfish have actually been making their way around the state since 1933 after being discovered in the Huron River near Ann Arbor. According to information compiled from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the Great Lakes Environmental Research Laboratory, and Great Lakes Restoration. Since then, these creatures have been found in different bodies of water throughout the state's lower peninsula. These jellyfish have even popped up in 7 other nearby states like Ohio, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Don't be alarmed, though. These freshwater jellyfish are not considered dangerous at all. They're very small. Although these jellyfish have a history in Michigan, Will said that experts are still uncertain how they spread throughout these different... It's like an invasive species, like the tall reeds that you see growing on the side of the highway is actually called wild rice, and that was actually brought from China, either by purposeful or mistake, and it just is fucking everywhere. So although these jellyfish have a history in Michigan, Will said experts not uncertain how it spread throughout these different areas. Regardless, he said, don't anticipate an increase in these jellyfish anytime soon. They are very small. So there was a guy that captured one and put it in a jar, I think, from Spring Mill Pond. It was very, very small. And the tentacles that they do have are not large enough to break human skin or cause any kind of harm to us. But I thought, holy fuck, that's insane. I would like to catch him and put him in a little fucking fish tank.
Well, that's like the Asian carp, I think, coming up through. There's like, it's going to go, it started down in Florida, and then just moved its way up. And pretty much everywhere. Almost now. The lampreys in the Great Lakes, those are an invasive species, and they're everywhere now. Actually, there's something that is made in England. It's like some kind of lamprey fucking stew or some crazy English thing that they eat. Gross. Because it was at a time indigenous to areas of England, and so they're very, pomp and circumstance. They're very, historical with the things that they do, and everything is tradition. They're very steeped in that. So when the Queen died, and they had to have the big ceremony for, what is his name, Harry or William or whatever was
Charles.
Charles, yeah, for Charles, they. Back like when they used to do like this indoctrination or whatever they fucking do over there with the new heirs, they used to have this like lamprey stew. It was like a ceremonial thing, and it was because they were so prominent over there. Now they're really hard to find. So they actually, one of the missions for the Crown was to have someone fly in lampreys from the Great Lakes so they could make this.
It's really gross.
It's fucking, if you ever seen a big fish tank of them, they're disgusting. They're fucking slimy. They're like that fucking long. They have 100 teeth.
Mouth, yeah.
Oh, God.
Suction cup mouth.
But Coyote Peterson, if you've ever followed him.
Oh, yeah. The old Coyote Pete.
Yeah. He's famous
Great guy.
He's like a wildlife guy, a younger guy who
I never would have guessed.
goes all over the fucking world, basically letting the most toxic animals like bite him to tell you how bad it hurts. And then he has someone give him like an antivenom. So he came to Great Lakes and had a giant fish tank full of lampreys, these like 1.5 foot long lampreys, the whole thing, these fucking crazy teeth. And so he's like, I'm going to enter the bite zone with the lamprey. So he put both of his arms down there for like 20 minutes, and it was all videotaped, and they wanted nothing to do with him.
This was this on the History Channel?
The King of Sting. I was just looking it up.
That's, yeah.
They had a show on there.
I was going to say, because I know I've seen a TV show.
It might have been.
Kings of Pain.
It might have been.
Yeah.
It might be.
I don't know if that's him.
It might be. But anyhow, he explained later on, he said, lampreys want nothing to do with human. They don't like human blood. They don't like warm blood. They like fish blood, which is obviously cold. So he said they don't even touch it.
That's good. Well, so they're not like leeches. That
Exactly. Oh, dude, if they're huge, I would never fucking step foot in the Great Lakes again. He's like, dude, they have this weird slime on them. He's like, you can't pick them up. They're all fucking oozy.
I can imagine like an eel, yeah.
Ugh.
These are two other guys that were in that show.
The Kings
Two
of
other
Pain.
idiots, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when he started describing it, I'm like, that sounds exactly like and I couldn't think of the name of the show. So I'm like, what the fuck? It was going to bother the shit out of me.
Had 19 episodes on that show.
Serious? Well, it's still on the History Channel.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I don't know if it's still like live or airing or not, but I know like if you go on the History app.
The last episode of season 2 was September 17th, 2022. So could be gearing up for that third season.
Jesus.
That just does not sound. I cringe when I watch that kind of stuff.
Well, and honestly, how many things can you get bitten by?
A lot. There's that show on his like the 75 most dangerous animals or something like that on I think it's on Netflix. But there's I suppose until they get into the really serious.
Well, yeah, but there's only so many things out there that you can feasibly, as a human, get bit by in a controlled environment. Like, sure. Obviously, they can't be like, oh, we're going to get bit by a shark, or we're going to, have a king cobra bite us. Like,
I would watch him get bit by a king cobra.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I would definitely want to see what the outcome is.
Talking all this trash about not watching it, it's like, oh, king cobra, this could get interesting, or like a black mamba.
Yeah, dude, like something insanely, something insanely venomous. That I would definitely watch.
All right, so tonight we have doing my blue lights again, and I bought some Dr. McGillicuddy's peppermint schnapps to try.
'Tis the season?
'Tis the season. That's why I grabbed it. After the next two, I'm probably going to be like, well, why did I ever do this? And it's probably going to stay in my house like that butterscotch shit.
It's a lot of peppermint.
Yeah. But we're going to alternate with some fireballs. So a little peppermint, a little cinnamon. Cory, you're doing your normals.
Hard soda, yeah.
Oh, Greg, we need to find out. What are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I have a Elijah Craig toasted barrel, just to be a little fancy.
It's fucking good.
It's a lot fancy.
You want me to try it before the show? It's quite fantastic.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll let you try it after the show.
Yeah.
I want,
All right, if you're listening for the first time and you're like, hey, oh my God, these guys are drinking alcohol on the air. Well, we can. Why? Because it's a podcast. Why
We're
else?
Adults.
Why else? We're adults. And furthermore, because we are an explicit podcast.
Take my pants off and run around if I want to.
Do whatever. Cory has had a raging boner fully hard this whole time he's been on the show.
And his pants are down.
Total.
She listening?
Totally fucking fully at attention the entire time. But we can do that. Why? Because we're a podcast. And this is our podcast, the Schnozzcast.
It's actually just because Greg keeps rubbing my leg, but...
And, yeah, of course. His Greg's little hairy legs keep rubbing up against Cory's hairy legs, and they're fucking tying into bows. But...
That happens.
But, yes, we drink on the show. Yes, we do shots. If you're at work, I find out that there's a lot of people that happen to be at work listening to us that can't necessarily do shots or have to sneak shots at work. So
Just throw a little Bailey's in your coffee. Nobody will know.
Yeah, sure. Little snifter in your sock. So if you're at work, grab that cold coffee. Grab that last sip that has a couple of the grounds in it. Just grab something. Fill it up with water. Do whatever you got to do. Or go grab something from the fridge if you're at home.
Mix it around.
Do a shot with us. Cheers.
Cheers, Andy.
Yeah. Did you already do yours while I was talking?
No, I got nicotine thing in.
Can't you just spit that out?
Yeah, but
It's not like
I just put it. Yeah, I just put it in.
No. I mean, can you like set it to the side and then?
I don't want to do that. That's gross.
It's not like your giant fucking barnyard that you used to
No,
put
I
in
know.
your mouth.
It's your germs. You can do that.
Yeah, you just put
I know. It's.
you literally put it on the top of your soda can there.
I'm very aware.
Okay. All right.
I'll do what I want to do.
Are you going to?
I am.
Cory, I heard you have some TT's TikToks for us.
Oh, we're doing that right now?
Is that true? Well, guess what? Doesn't matter what order I do this in because the second I say it, you're going to go, oh, is it time for that right now?
And Bob could just mix it up anyways.
Yeah, sure. Or he can just delete it.
Yeah.
No, we can do that.
You want to do some TT's TikToks?
Sure.
Are you ready? TT's TikToks. Are you ready? Are you ready? TT's TikToks.
Really getting use.
All right.
We're really getting use out of that one.
TT's TikToks. When I spoke to him last time, I said, what did you think about the show? He said, it was good. I said, what did you think about the long versions of the TikToks? And it was fine. I said, okay. All right.
That's all he had to say?
That's all he had to say.
Jesus.
We're going to push the envelope now.
Might as well. All right, so this first one I got here for you guys, I actually found this new account I had to start following because it's called Kids Getting Hurt.
Yes.
And it's definitely got some good clips that'll give you quite a laugh. So here's one of the first ones I found.
Another one bites the dust.
Well, we're definitely going to get copyright claim.
Yep.
No.
Can't get out? So
if you're not a member of the Platinum version, the Diamond Alliance version of the podcast here at the Schnozzcast, and you can't see what we were just laughing at, navigate on over to YouTube. Give it some time. Navigate over to YouTube and take a look at this. These are kids in a fun house with a bunch of mirrors, just smoking their heads out.
it's quite fantastic.
It's absolutely. I could watch it on repeat all the time.
I'll send you the clip.
Yeah.
All right. This next one, it's a children's football game, and they've decided to have a special appearance from someone that I assume goes to school with them that doesn't have the same opportunity as all these other kids do, and see how it plays out.
Fan as they come, so in partnership with the Grant a Wish Foundation, both teams have agreed to come together and have Tommy run the first play of the game. And he got the handoff, and there he goes. Made a little cutback move, and it looks like he's gonna go all the way. Look at him go. Wow. This is really one of those heartwarming moments in sports where you just, oh! Oh my God. That is not good. Traffic fan.
Sorry, I saw that one. It got me really, really good.
Okay, that had to have been fake. I'm sorry.
It
Yeah,
is.
no, yeah, it definitely
It
is.
but it's still good.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay, like it's.
Where's this going? Maybe
and
trips
then
and falls.
Yeah,
you know.
once I got the end, I was like, whoa, that's yep.
Yeah.
All right, next one. This is a fellow radio show that they decide he's reading off an ad that was sent in to the show, and this is what happens when the host is reading the ad.
No better reward than Carmen Insider. After a long, stressful day, Carmen Insider is Australia's favourite way to release tension with free delivery to your front or back door.
Yeah. Like
does not realize
like
it.
back doors, Kyle.
Huh, okay.
Yep.
With free delivery to your front or back door on all orders over $50.
You said back door. Brewed for 10 to 14 days in an organic sack. What's with this?
What is this shit?
No, this is real. It's for the ultimate taste and texture. You know, when you want to just get that texture right. Plus, for your chance to win a major prize of 10K cash. Tell us how much you love Carmen Insider. Head to Carmen Insider.
Oh, come on. Now I've got it. Carmen Insider.
Oh, my God. God.
CumminInsider.com.au/win. Do you love Cummin Insider? I do. T's and C's apply. TPL plus 076943.
I don't think that would work with an American accent, pronouncing it.
You don't think so?
No. Because I think it sounds more like what it's supposed to sound like in an Aussie
Carmen
accent.
Insider.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Carmen Insider, like I don't think would sound as funny.
Yeah, I
Like
guess you might be
Carmen
right there.
Insider, I think definitely sounds like it's supposed to.
They knew their audience there.
Yeah.
Like,
I just couldn't believe how long it took, especially the host, to catch on.
Oh, I love it.
All right, so this next one, I don't know their names. The two guys that do the weekend update now on SNL, which I haven't actually watched SNL in quite some time. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as what it used to be. But I will say these two guys on Weekend Update, so they write each other's jokes, and they don't know what what they're going to read off the teleprompter until the show is going live. So this is one of the ones I came across that I found quite good.
A student at the University of Kentucky was arrested after she was caught on video using a racial slur and assaulting 2 black students. She has been charged with 1 count of impersonating a police officer.
oh, they got some other ones you got to find.
Oh, I've got a bunch. I'm going to start slowly peppering them into the segment.
I was going to say they're the Superman one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got a bunch of them saved. I wanted to start introducing them
slowly.
All right, last one here. I'm going to give you guys another SNL skit. This is Jim Carrey on Jeopardy as Matthew McConaughey, and of course, obviously, Will Ferrell is the host as always.
Matthew McConaughey, what are you doing here?
What are any of us doing here? Whether I get your question right or wrong, free will is an illusion. Life is a game that plays us.
So you don't have an answer?
At this point, I didn't know if I was dreaming him or if he was dreaming me. Also, I was 90% sure that I'd left my Lincoln running with the doors unlocked. And yet somehow, I felt it was completely safe.
Did you record a voiceover for this?
I did.
Why do I bother?
There you go. That's TikToks for this episode.
All right. TT's TikToks. Amazing.
Ooh, excuse me.
All right.
Existential question of the week.
All right, so for this week's or this podcast's installment of Nick's existential question of the week, I suppose. Damn it, it's in the song. All right, what is the question? What is the most bullshit Christmas gift you've ever given somebody? What was it? I'm not going to tell you who. You're not going to have to say who it was for. I'm not going to make you do that. But what was the most bullshit gift? Like, you know it was bullshit. Like, you know it was like a last minute. You're like, holy shit, ran downstairs, took this shirt that I wore off the fucking ground, wrapped it up, gave it to somebody. What is the most bullshit Christmas gift? I could even say we can let it stretch to, like, gift. It could be, like, birthday.
Period.
It could be, like, yeah, period is not a good gift.
Oh, you know, it could be.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be one of the greatest gifts.
So we're going to have to let that marinate for a second?
No, I mean, besides just being like, oh, well, I guess they're getting nothing.
No, you can't just, that's not a gift.
I know, but I would say my worst would probably be taking an Under Armour shirt that I had not worn yet that was gifted to me and just being like, well, I guess that's going to be for them.
And giving it to somebody?
Never worn, tags were still on.
I mean, that's not horrible.
No, but that was probably the lowest
lowest you
gift
got?
I've given someone. Yeah,
Yeah? Scraping the barrel?
yeah, and I mean, I felt bad about it, but I mean, I guess it, like I said, never worn and still has the tag on it.
So you re-gifted.
Well, yeah, it was a gift to me.
You're a re-gifter. What are you thinking, Greg?
I don't know. I always think that my presents are pretty spot on.
There had to be one, because I'm the same way as you, and I'm racking my brain on it as
I'm
well.
trying to think, and I know I've re-gifted, but nothing like, man, that's terrible. Let's re-gift that. It's more like a kind of already have that.
All right, while you're thinking about that, and while I'm thinking about that,
Yes.
we're going to transition. At what point do you put your socks on?
What socks?
If you have to wear socks.
When?
I know that you've just recently, in the past year and a half, got a job where they don't require you to wear socks, and you take full advantage of that, which I feel is disgusting, to be at work with a bunch of people and you have no socks on.
Hang on though. We're gonna sidetrack real quick on that.
Yeah.
How many women are around the office that have shoes on all the time
that
don't have?
Yeah, but the female body is a work of art. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
As is mine, thank you.
Women are. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, look at the three of us. We're like Neanderthals.
I'd fuck me.
I would. Women are cleaner. Women are much cleaner than men.
Depends on the person.
Yeah, I guess so. But I would say
I'd find it several homeless women that I'd probably say are not as clean as you.
Yeah, but there's probably a higher percentage of men that have smelly feet than women.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Just because men are doing men jobs and all the hard work. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, boy.
Oops. Totally joking.
Hard to get sweaty that close to the stove.
That was not me. That was Nick for all the audio listeners.
No, that was actually me. Oh, my God, what just happened?
Fuck out of here.
So, you have to wear socks. There are events where Cory has to wear socks. So he can swear up and down he never wears socks. But there are events where he has to wear socks.
There's never an event that I have to wear socks.
Okay, dude, what is with your family and the no socks?
They suck.
Seriously, what happened? What sock factory burned down with you guys in it that firemen had to race you guys out? Because
great grandfather was choked and killed by a sock.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you understand that his beautiful sisters, who I love, that Keegan was not wearing socks at Callie's wedding? Fully dressed.
Okay, well, no, you got to rephrase that because, of course, again, being a woman, she's not going to be wearing socks at a wedding.
I'm sorry. Or shoes.
She was not wearing her shoes when we were downtown taking our pictures.
On the streets of Detroit, barefoot.
No.
In a wedding, like a bridesmaid, very, very nice dress.
You know how there's like the Alaskan bush people? She's the Detroit city girl.
Gross.
Yeah, it's
Greg, homeless people, parking structures, needles. She's walking around.
Wait, she wasn't walking on homeless people.
This is the area where all this lives. And, you know, gum and spit and stuff on the ground. She is walking. Her feet were like black on the bottom. And in the church. Since the dress was so long, you couldn't tell. Greg is noticeably disgusted right now, which is the reaction I was going for. So, but that just, he's like, she's like the full-bodied beer, and Cory's like the light version of that, because I don't even have a problem with the stuff he does. Like he's just like, I just like to wear flip-flops, and I'm okay with that, but not like flouting society's social rules where you're just like,
no, I always have something on my foot.
Yeah.
I'm not just walking around random places barefoot.
And if you were barefoot, you'd have a little bit more protection because you got like Fred Flintstone feet, and there's a big sole on the bottom of those. So I'm sure that would take several needles to get through that.
Probably.
Yeah. But is Callie a sock person too? Or
I mean,
does she hate socks?
No, she doesn't hate socks like Keegan and I do. But if she's at home or whatever, not working, like, yeah, she's not. She usually doesn't have socks on.
So it's crazy because my mom, not like outside anywhere, but like at the house, no socks, no shoes ever.
That's me.
Just everywhere. I'm like, people come in their shoes, and you have a dog, and there's stuff. There's people break things. You know, there could be something on the floor that you don't want to step on. Like what? Just all the time. You know, Flintstones in and around the house, you know, and she's always like, "Oh, my feet are so dry. I got horrible feet."
That is the one downside. Never wearing socks. Your feet do get awfully dry.
I'm like, yeah, because you're turning your feet into fucking shoes, so they're probably gonna get all calloused up and
get some calluses. Yeah. No, my dad was the same way though. The second he got home, like socks were part of the shoe. Like if the shoe was coming off, the sock was also coming off.
Yeah, but I specifically remember. But your dad had a very labor-intensive job. That if he came, he was wearing boots or
dude. When you guys knew him, it wasn't labor-intensive at all.
Or I'm sorry,
it was the least labor-intensive job.
Okay, you can still sweat in a stressful job. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but like you're talking like dress socks and his shiny, upholstered pleather
parade
gloss, you know, shoes. That's what he wore, and you know, at the end of his career.
So you're trying to tell me that because he wasn't kicking indoors, that your dad didn't have a stressful job?
No, he did, but you said physically stressful
at the beginning. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he was a young buck.
So mentally stressful.
Mentally stressful.
I would say he was very mentally stressed out towards.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's goes without saying. But,
right.
But in all honesty, I think if my dad were to really caught on to the game, I mean, he had his own office.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you go in there, take those socks off, take those shoes off.
Yeah, but then you got to put on socks that you've taken off, and that's
no. He could. I'm sure he probably could have gotten away with not wearing socks in uniform a lot.
Could you imagine when he was in that dress uniform in his unstressful position at that time? And a little bit
again.
No, hold on. Not physically, you know. When he was those wingtips came running down the steps and saw me vomiting all over the floor, I bet his feet were a little sweaty at that point.
Well, yeah, because you were puking all over his basement.
And he couldn't change any of his socks or shoes at the time because I was throwing up all over them. So
it was time for him to go.
Yeah.
I did not see a thing. If I didn't see it, don't have to clean it up.
It didn't happen. Oh, shit. I mean, could you just imagine like how funny it would be to finally get his input on that story?
Oh, to bring it up now? Yeah, it would be hilarious, but it also wouldn't be because I know exactly like how you described seeing his maybe a quarter of his leg come down the stairs and then immediately turn around.
Yeah,
he clearly saw exactly what was going on with you and was like, I want nothing to do with that.
I don't have time for this right now.
And exactly. He's like, I have to go to work, so I guess it's time for me to walk out the door, and it's going to be someone else's problem.
Yeah. Guess I don't need that tie after all.
I'll find one. Yeah, I'll find one at work.
I'll find one at the station.
Yeah.
I think I got an extra one in my trunk.
Or that day he put a memo out saying all officers don't have to wear ties.
Yeah.
It's officially no tie day. Nobody has any questions.
Exactly. Official memo put out.
I could have started that.
The no ties, yeah.
And we're going to Dickies now. All officers are able to wear Dickies. Well, Chief Selesky, I thought ties were, because the state police do that. I thought that they were, the ties were more of a dress uniform. Yeah, we're going to Dickies now. No problem with that.
The one fucking day I can't grab my tie because that goddamn Nick Bader. Have to change the entire SOP of the Dearborn Police Department.
See, I started a movement. You should thank me. All the officers should thank me.
Should I text
I shouldn't
Josh
think you
and be like, hey, is this still a thing? Do you know the history of this?
I found it out tonight.
Yeah.
Didn't you? I'm sure you got new carpet after that.
Oh, that rug was gone shortly after.
Yeah, I'm sure with your mom, something new came down.
That's one of those things where you just kind of look at it and go, nope, not cleaning it. Just throw it away. I'll get a new one.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Well, there was also a pair of my dad's uniform pants hanging from the side that he puked all over as well that were hanging from the ceiling, and somehow the puke went up too. It didn't just go down.
That was the part I do remember, and it was because I had to throw up. Didn't know there was a bathroom a foot
directly
away,
in front of his face.
No, behind me, a foot behind me. So I just saw a shop sink, across the Sahara Desert of the basement, and I decided to run to the shop sink because I didn't know, I didn't want to throw up in the ground, and went like this, put my hand over my mouth, and apparently made some sort of women's privates, and fucking shot like a puke fucking stream across the fucking room that luckily, and it must have been divine intervention because
there was nothing about that night that had divine intervention anywhere near it.
Because the combination of foods that Cory fed me the night before were very, very colorful. So it was Frank's Red Hot.
First of all, I did not feed him anything. He literally asked if there was anything to eat. So I'm going to make some Easy Mac.
So it was Frank's Red Hot.
With a little bit of Frank's in it.
Mac and cheese. A lot of warm bourbon from the basement, and milk. And I don't know why I threw up, but luckily it made the throw up bright orange.
Ooh, yummy!
It was like paintball orange.
So you could see it wherever it splattered. So I think that was the mindset of what I did. It was like, well, at least you're gonna know where to clean.
Because you clean how much of it?
It's not gonna, dude. I was in no state to clean anything at that point in time, but. Anyhow,
I had to clean all that puke off, and then I was even told I didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah, from what I heard from your mom, she's like, he is such a fucking liar. He didn't clean shit up. He didn't clean anything.
Oh, I did.
I told him to clean it up, and he didn't do shit. I came down, and he took like one of the rags from the floor and put it in the sink and was like, oh, I didn't see anything else.
I could have redone the basement, and my mom would have said it wouldn't have been cleaned up good enough.
She said he didn't clean anything. Don't let him fool you. She goes, whenever he tells that story, don't let him fool you because he laid back down. He didn't clean anything.
Yeah, I could have gutted that bitch, and the basement, that is, and rebuilt it, and she was like, "Guys, there's still puke here."
After telling her that at Callie's wedding, because not only does one Selesky love telling this story and putting my nose in shit that's 15 years old, but Mother Selesky loves telling the story to all her friends and people that I just met for the first time. So I'm like, oh, wonderful. This is a tradition that we're just gonna go on.
Gift that keeps giving, buddy.
Until I die. And she was just belly laughing herself. I'm like, well, at least. My mom would have been like probably pissed, she would never talk about it, but at least your mom found it funny. So afterwards, she's like, well, hun, she's like, if it makes you feel any better, she's like, he didn't clean up shit. She's like, I cleaned it up. She goes, I never thought twice about it afterwards. She goes, we just like to give you shit about it. She's like, that's all. I'm like, okay.
Nothing will ever be good enough.
So, coming full circle, if you had to put on socks.
Yes.
What is the order? What is the order that you're putting on socks? Are you a sock, then the pants, then shoe? Are you pants, then sock?
Why would you do that?
I'm just asking. Some people, like me.
Are we talking like ankle socks? Are we talking...
Doesn't matter. Any kind of socks.
Tube socks?
Doesn't matter. And for you to say that your dad wasn't a big sock person, I distinctly remember people saying that he wore like knee-high white socks.
Yeah, because those were his work. Well, before he was an administrator, he wore tube socks because you obviously know too, and as do you, if you wear boots with anything lower than a tube sock, at a certain point it can get a little uncomfortable.
And sometimes with certain socks, black socks like break your feet out.
The dye in them's not good for your feet.
In boots. I remember for the longest time my feet were getting red, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on there? Like, someone's like, you wearing black socks to work with boots? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yep, that'll do it.
And you get nasty athlete's foot from that too.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem. I generally wear black socks with my boots, like when I go to work and stuff. And
I think it was a mixture of that, and I had like completely waterproof Gore-Tex boots at work.
That's what I have.
I kept too much fucking moisture in there.
I think now, in like more recent years, that's kind of been corrected. But like if you went to Sam's Club and bought a industrial pack of Hanes black socks, they were dyed with really, really cheap dye, and that's what was causing the issue. Like
if you got from Costco, the ones I typically wear are from.
Greg, okay, you're perfect, Greg. Your feet don't break out, okay?
No, and like I said, I think now they've corrected that idea of like the dye problem and having that much extra in it. And I'm sure there's some people too that like it just doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
That your skin doesn't.
That's all he was looking for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
finally,
no, and not saying everyone that does it, like, yeah, you have nasty feet, like, but it can, like, if you already are prone to athlete's foot or whatever, it can soak up in your pores and you end up getting really nasty infections.
I had never had any issues until that, and I couldn't figure it out. And thankfully, one of the other officers, someone told me, they were like, "Yeah, it's black socks." I'm like, "Well, they're fucking. You're wearing a dark uniform with dark boots. Why would you wear white socks?" And they're like, "Oh, and have red feet."
So as long as that boot comes up high enough,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's all under the.
But also, I was told that on a 90-degree day, he'd be in shorts and these white tube socks and a scalding hot cup of coffee with no shirt on.
Yeah, if he put shoes on, he would put socks on.
He was not a flip-flop guy.
Oh God, no.
No? Why?
Dude, trying to get him to wear sandals, even I guess the best picture I can paint is like the Columbia hiking sandals, with all the straps that go all around your foot.
Yeah.
Like we finally got him to wear like a kind of a pair like that it's still strapped around you like your entire ankle, and the toes were still like a little bit covered. Like that.
Oh, I didn't like those at all.
I didn't either.
Like where it had like the leather crown over your toe. No.
Yeah. That was him like being crazy about.
That was him really going out on a limb.
Yeah. And we were all shocked when we saw him wearing those. We're like, holy shit! Like, Mom, how'd you get him to wear these?
Yeah.
And she's like, he likes them, but yeah, there had to be like that, still that cocoon of safety.
Like all but like a couple inches, and you're basically still wearing shoes.
Yeah. So yeah, he was never a flip flop guy, but at home, socks off, shoes off. But if he had shoes on, there was definitely socks on.
So I'll tell you this: I am, as far as putting on socks come on. Socks go on first before pants.
Yeah.
I don't like putting socks on, or I don't like putting pants on without socks. It's fucking weird.
So I guess kind of depends, because if I'm wearing my boots, then I will put my socks on after, because I got to sit down and put my boots on. But if I'm wearing a pair of tennis shoes, I'll slap my socks on before I put on pants.
Yeah, I always do it before I put on pants.
But like if I'm wearing my boots, because I got to sit down and get those on, I will throw pants on, grab some socks, sit down, put one sock on, put the other sock on, then put the boots on.
Have you guys noticed? This is also another question. Have you guys noticed that it is more difficult as you get older to put socks on?
Well, that's why I sit down to do it, because that's.
Are you guys noticing that now?
Oh, noticing it now. I've noticed it for a while.
For a while, right? But you're also a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
But it's like, for like the past two years or so, I'm like, trying to get my leg up. I'm like, I used to just be like, and like throw my socks on like nobody's fucking business.
Putting on my sock is what started my back issues. I actually had a back spasm putting on a sock because I stood up, and you kind of do the.
Yeah.
You're standing up and you just kind of pull your leg up, and then put a sock on. I had a back spasm. I did it twice in 2 weeks, and then I couldn't walk for a week.
I used to just stand up and lift like flamingo leg and put my sock on. And now I can't do that without fucking falling over because I'm like, I don't even try and do that anymore.
Yeah, well, there's never been a point for me that
you
I
could
could
do that?
have flamingo legged it. And
Oh, I always used to do that. Just stand right up and one sock and then stand down the other leg and the other sock. I did that my whole life. And then there was one point I was like, whoa. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And then I was like, well, my legs are not going as high as they used to.
It's too bad Bob's not here to be like, just wait, guys.
Oh, it only gets... Just wait till you get to the age where someone else is putting your socks on for you.
I was there, use one of those little sock horns that you put your sock on, then put it down to your foot and pull it on.
Pay the neighborhood kid to preload the sock horn. I just slide my feet in.
I'll say that if I do have to put socks on in whatever odd situation I find myself, that I have to wear socks.
An odd situation.
They're going on first before anything.
No, that's weird.
That's it, dude. Socks first.
And I think when I was younger too, I used to like Indian style put socks on a lot. Like I'd be like sitting down to put them on. You know what I mean? And I don't ever Indian style as an adult. I don't ever sit down. Yeah,
I don't think I'm physically capable of doing it.
Oh, I can do that. But
not for long periods of time.
No, yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I don't have like bad legs or anything, like bad knees or anything. I never played sports, so I'm great.
Lucky.
but I will like now, like if I go to put a sock on, I'm like, foot's coming up to the sink. Foot's coming up to the sink. The sock goes on, get some support, or I'm sitting. I gotta sit down.
I'd recommend sitting down.
Oh, and shoes like my fucking.
I would say eventually that foot on the sink's gonna fail you, buddy.
Yeah, well, dude, like my cowboy boots, like I just throw those on all the time. Now I'm like, I literally have to sit down. I'm like, sit down to fucking put boots on. I'm like, really? Is this the point that we've gotten to that I have to sit to put boots on?
I love my baits because I have the zipper on the side.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
I couldn't even imagine if I didn't have the zipper there, just trying to like.
Jam your foot.
Yeah, to an 8-inch boot. Like, no.
Yeah, my work boots, all the work boots that I had, all had zippers, and foot slid in, zip, and I was ready. I didn't sit down and do anything. Now it's like, that's why I love like slip-on shoes, like any kind of shoe that I can just.
Dude, the slip-on shoe.
Don't get me started.
Is the most amazing thing.
Because I'm not going to sit down to put shoes on. Also, for probably 20 years now, there's probably one pair of shoes in my house. One. And those are like a crazy expensive dress shoe, like for a wedding or something, that I have to lace, like physically lace each time I put it on. Otherwise, if I have a shoe, like it can have laces, but they're going to be permanently tied to where I can slide my shoe on.
I think
I'm not tying laces every time.
I think it's time that all shoes are.
Let's get rid of the laces.
They have the BOA system. Have you seen the?
I'm listening.
So, like my golf shoes, my golf shoes have them, and it's just a little dial, and it's got a couple of little wires. It instead of laces, it has wires. You just twist the. Good. When you're done, pull it up, and it releases it.
Nice.
And so, actually, I got my dad a new pair of bowling shoes. I was like, "What do you think of this?" And he's like, "I don't know about all that." You know, he's had tie shoes for everything. And
he gets his shoes from Taiwan?
Yeah. That's where they're at. You
Right.
know that?
We all get our shoes from Taiwan.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you guys don't have bamboo laces?
Yeah.
Smells a little lo mein-y.
Well.
Wow.
Oh.
It's not even fucking tie. But.
So my dad, after like 2 weeks, I asked him, I was like, "So how are those?" She's like, "Oh my God, they're the greatest thing ever." Because you don't have to tie your shoes. You just twist this little dial, and when you're done, you pull it up.
So that's amazing. And that brings another question, like, what kind of cave people, what kind of society are we living in? That, I mean, we used fucking yarn and leather strips and rope to fucking cinch together pieces of leather around our feet. I mean, there's nothing more primal than that style of shoe that's been going on for hundreds and thousands of years. And why are we still fucking doing this? I mean, we can't figure out something else but taking a bunch of string and fucking tying it around to bring these shoes together.
Have you seen? I think that the new Nike shoes, they actually have like they kind of bend. So you kind of hit the back and you go like this, and it lifts.
I did
up.
see that, yeah, and it snaps in.
Yep.
I mean, Back to the Future had the self-tightening,
self-lacing,
whatever. That was still cool.
Like they re-release those too.
But
for like $25,000, you can get it there.
The technology is available, like you said, for other avenues.
I'm wondering if something like the self-lacing thing, maybe insurance reasons. I mean, imagine if that malfunctions, just keeps tightening.
I mean, it's probably just a battery. I can't imagine it would tighten to the point where your foot's going to fall off.
Yeah, but I think like you were talking about with the
BOA system.
Like that's the closest, because you're still in control of that.
Yep.
And there's nothing that you could over tighten to the point that it would cause damage. That the system would eventually fail.
Yeah, so that system
prior to actually causing damage to you.
Because like when I have my golf shoes and I'll go out and I'll play like 2 or 3 holes and I'll go back and I'll just click them a couple more times because they will get a little loose. Your foot does kind of, but once you get them back in there, I'm good all day.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the safest and best bet that we have right now.
Yep.
And to piggyback
tail
of what Cory said about I don't ever, if you're tightening it yourself, I can't see you ever getting into a pickle. We will have to talk about that in Pick of the Week.
Fair enough.
Which I don't think we have a song for, do we?
I don't think we have any. We just have the artwork.
Yeah,
for
we have
it.
the artwork.
That's it.
Let's do a Pick of the Week.
All right.
It's the Pick of the Week. All right, that was wonderful. Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that pretty?
Fantastic.
All right,
nailed it.
So Pick of the Week. So to piggyback
tail
into what you were just talking about. So basically, it's like a dial system on the shoe.
The BOAs.
Okay, so we just recently had a country club Christmas party with my oh, hello, hey,
we're good. We're just showing them some shoes here.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can stop the show if you want. With my dad,
pause and go.
With my dad's side of the family, we had a country club Christmas party. So I got a new shirt, new tie, and I'm like, you know what? It's time for a belt. I need a new belt. So my of this week, CHAOREN, Charin Store. It's a ratchet belt on Amazon. Very nice. Leather belt. Yeah. No buckle to have to deal with.
Oh, there's a buckle.
I mean, nothing that you're feeding something to fucking go through fucking holes and all that crap.
What's it called again?
It's a CHAOREN. You know, Amazon, their sub stores are just always these crazy names from China and stuff, I'm sure.
Oh.
But CHAOREN. And it's, I'm sure if you just type in ratchet belt for men, it'll come up. Super cool. Nice, super nice leather. They have all different colors that you can buy. Brass, silver, all matte black. You can do whatever. I got that. Nice dress belt, yeah? I didn't see any directions. I just thought it's a belt. I can fucking wear a belt. Yeah, almost fucking killed myself. Fucking put that thing, it ratchets. It's like a zip tie. I'm like, I just was testing to see if the size worked, and I'm like,
so kind of like the night that you over tightened your G-Shock.
Yeah. I was very, There was a night that after a night of debauchery, my watch I was probably swelling from the amount of booze in my system, but I put my watch was like, I think sometimes like when I wash my hand, I can't stand a watch that's too tight, and I also can't stand water like condensation under the watch band. So I was like drying it off and I put it back on, and it was way too tight. Was not paying attention, and I was getting ready for bed, and I'm like sitting here and I'm trying to get it off, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And for the life of me, in my inebriated brain, I could not figure out how to get this off. And I'm like, and it was almost like a panic. I was like, oh my God, I cannot sleep with a fucking, not this like, oh, the sleep watch that tells you how many times you snort. No, I don't know how anyone does that because I can't have any restrictive anything on me. I don't want socks. I don't want watches. I don't want fucking jewelry. I want to go to sleep like a normal human being. And this thing was so tight, and I'm like, holy fuck. And then I had a light bulb moment, and I was like, okay, you think you know what's going on, watch. But I see what you're doing, and I raise you one. How about these scissors? Got them scissors out? Fuck this watch. Fuck this watch. Snipped it. Seriously, had the biggest smile on my face. I threw that watch on the counter, smiled, and walked to bed. Next day, woke up. Oh, I'm going to go make my coffee. I'm like, oh, no. But I knew at the time, I'm like, it's a G-Shock. It's a like synthetic molded band, very generic and black. I'm like, I'm sure you can get these for a couple bucks. Sure as shit. They made one that looked exactly like the one I had for $4.95 on Amazon. I bought it and it snapped right into place and I never had a problem. At the time I didn't know that, but I just knew that I was winning this war with that. So yeah, it didn't get quite to that point, but it was restricting my breathing a little bit.
Okay.
But once I figured out how to use it, it's pretty fucking sweet, dude. It's really cool. I'll show you guys afterwards. So that's my pick of the week. Amazon ratchet belt. Look it up.
To also piggytail off your story a little bit about watches, my pick for this week is going to be the brand new Apple Watch Ultra that I picked up.
Which is crazy because I saw that on you maybe a couple weeks ago, and I know you kind of pendulum back and forth between like with phones and technology and stuff like that, and he has gone back and forth with like Apple Watches versus.
Didn't he have another watch that?
Yeah, like a
I had
Garmin,
an analog Nixon that I still have.
Didn't you had a Garmin, didn't you? A watch at one.
A while ago, yeah.
So I know he kind of.
I've always been a big watch guy, and so any new watch that comes out.
But you're not a huge watch guy because you're never like, oh, got this new watch.
No,
you just are particular about the watches you like.
Yeah, and there's certain things. I mean, adding technology to watches, I think is absolutely amazing. So, but then it got to a point with the old Apple Watch I had that the biggest thing for me was the battery life. It just if you didn't get a full day's use out of it, and so like, and especially like when I was staying here, after the podcast on Saturday nights, like if I didn't bring my charger with me, I was screwed that next morning. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's so stupid to just have to bring that one charger with me just for that one sole purpose, just for a couple hours. So that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna scrap the smartwatch completely and just went to the Nixon, the all analog, old school watch. And it was nice, and I loved not looking at my wrist all the time or this or that for messages or whatever. But then when Apple introduced the Apple Watch Ultra, I'm like, well, fuck. That's like taking the Nixon watch that I love because it's rugged and I know it can go through anything, and Apple produced their own version of it in the Apple Watch Ultra. Mm-hmm. And the one big thing that they told about is, the 2-day battery life. And so when I heard that about it, I'm like, well, I kind of got to see what this is about, because if it's got a 2-day battery life, it's nowhere near what I'd like it to be, but at least 2 days, you're not always dragging along that charger with you, that one stupid cord just for, if you happen to stay somewhere, too long or whatever, or, an overnight trip, you're not going to make it with a normal Apple Watch. Dude, this, I get through an entire day using it all day long. The always on displays on. So I'm killing battery on this thing, and I'll get home by the end of the night when I go to sleep. And again, I wear it to sleep now because it does the sleep tracking and all that.
Oh God.
I'll wake up. It'll be like 56% from that's a whole day's use, and then a whole night of sleeping. I wake up. It'll be 56%. I'll throw it on the charger before I get in the shower. By the time I get out and I'm leaving for work and I throw it back on, it's usually like 98%, 99% charged.
Oh, so it's a nice quick charge.
Oh, it's a very quick charge.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. You're an hour-long shower kind of guy.
No, we're talking before work. We're talking a 20-minute charge.
Okay.
That's getting in. It's going that far back up, and then so obviously even if I didn't charge it that morning, I would still make it way through into that day and that night as well.
Oh, so you just like to use my water? I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw those prices at my house. I don't want to spend all that money.
Can't do that. Other people's water, it's
It's like whatever.
yeah.
When he's here, it's like he's in a fucking Hawaiian waterfall. He's like, no, let me just fucking stand under this for hours.
Might as well enjoy someone's water.
Yeah.
Someone's got to.
All right, Greg, how about you, buddy?
So I'm going to not piggyback off of either one of you. Go in a completely different direction here.
Thank you for saying piggyback, too.
Tail.
Whatever. Piggyback's better. I have this aged in ore product. The Neat Traveler. Comes with.
Explain for people that are just listening. What are you holding up?
I got this here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what are you holding.
So it's kind of based off of a shipping. Like if you go on a plane, you can take little, as long as under 3 ounces of liquid.
Okay.
So they're TSA compliant travel bottles, basically.
Oh, nice.
So each one is TSA compliant. This one just so happens to have. I bought the one that has the glass that you can take with you. Throw your favorite adult beverage in it.
Ooh.
And it all goes together in a nice, neat
nice
little container.
Oh, like it's almost like a really nice Bluetooth.
It just looks like a speaker, yeah.
Yeah, Bluetooth speaker container like that would slide into.
Yep.
So it's like a cloth mesh, almost
padded.
Hard mesh, padded.
Yep.
Shell case that like a Bluetooth speaker would come in.
Correct. I also bought I didn't bring it with me, but the bottle flight, so the 4 bottles that it comes with, it's glass and it has some rubber padding around it. Also has a couple windows. You can see how much you have in there, or you can write on the side of what you would like. It does come with a little marker to write on there.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah.
How many ounces is that, by the way?
It says 2
at
the fill line, but you can get an extra half out of it.
Okay.
Maybe it's probably a 3 ounce one, but it just has a 2 ounce one just for.
I was also told by a guy that travels all the time that it's a very neat travel trick. Is if you abstain from like taking shampoos and all that crap on your carry-on, and you can have a certain amount of ounces of things on your carry-on of liquid. And he said people don't understand that you can do this, but you can literally just take like mini shooters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is for.
That's what this is for. Yeah,
exactly.
And
so if you say this is my liquid, they're like, okay, that's allowed.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of other products too. I mean they have a travel decanter, a spirit flight. I mean they have a lot of cool little things here. But yeah, so I got the Neat Traveler and this bottle flight. Just basically 4 of these, and it comes in its own container. Like same thing as this.
Mm-hmm.
The glass case. It's just for the 4 bottles. Just kind of nice. So it'll hold 2 bottles and a couple cigars. So if you're going on the golf course or whatever, and kind of looking, and it's like, hey, here you go.
And who makes it?
It's from a place called Aged and Ore. So AGEDANDORE.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I saw that, I'm like, that would be perfect to take on the plane. Those 2 ounce bottle or 2.5 ounce bottles.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's, and they, of course they have, $99 you get free shipping. So because I'm dumb, I got the travel bundle and then the Neat thing, and it comes out to what was it, $68 or something like that. So in time you add tax and then shipping, it was like 80 some bucks. I'm like, well, for $10, I can get free shipping.
Right.
So I bought another 4 bottles of these.
Ooh.
So, instead of spending 85, I spent 112 or something, but I got free shipping. So
And you also got 4. So
4 extras of these.
So you have 5 altogether.
I have 9.
You have 9 altogether.
Yeah.
That comes with 4?
So this comes with, the glass comes with 1.
Okay.
And then there's a whole
then you added two of those?
Yeah, so I added 2 of these
okay,
in a 2 different color and whatever. But
Gotcha.
I mean,
what was just the bottle?
Just the bottle.
The price on those, I was
$38 for the four bottles
and
in a case.
And a case. Okay.
That's not bad.
The glass is $38 as well. They have a combo thing. You get both of them for $68 or something like that. So say it's almost $10.
Very cool.
Damn it.
Quit spending my money, Greg.
Yeah, I don't need to be spending more money right before the holidays.
Yeah.
Before the holidays. It is the holiday.
I mean, the glass is nice. It's not anything crazy. I mean, if you're just looking for these, I would just buy the bottles themselves.
Right, and that's what I'm gonna do. Is just I want to get just the bottles. But the cool part is when you put that all together, that the travel bottle fits. Oh, I was gonna say that you got liquid in there, but yeah, it's made to like fit in that decanter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it all goes together.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I'm not a whiskey drinker, so it would be like falling on deaf ears for me. But what would you use it for?
Well, we're going back to Siesta Key this summer. So when I saw, I'm like, if I just get the four of those, toss some Jack in there.
Oh, for the plane?
Get on the plane, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just give me a Coke.
So my other question is this. So I know that like the TSA compliance thing, which is cool as far as the construction of it and how you can see into it and things like that. But how do they know what kind of liquid's in it?
How do they know what's in your toothpaste container?
I mean,
they could open up and smell it, I guess.
I mean, what if it was gasoline? They can't tell if it's fucking gas?
You would be permitted to bring that amount of gas on the plane.
Okay. I mean, there's a million different things you can mix together chemistry-wise to create bombs.
You could do it with toothpaste. You could do it with everything you have, shampoo.
I mean, how do they know what it is? I mean, like ammonium sulfate and a little bit of sodium chloride, and
you need a lot more than.
Dude, Cory, there is literally there's one of these guys I follow, and it should be something that I do as like a pick of the week, but it's this younger dude that's like fucking absolutely brilliant. I don't know what he does for his real job, but he does all these science experiments that he just explains everything he does, and basically he can, I didn't have any copper fluoride, so I decided to make some. And I mean, like anything and everything he does like this shit. And it's super interesting. These are like 20-minute long videos. And the comments people are always like, how is this just 20 minutes? I literally just fucking lost time in my life just watching this, and they're super interesting. But there are so many fucking things that he's like, but the reason you don't want to combine these two liquids because it seems at a normal base state right now. However, if you just add a little aluminum foil and like he threw it in, it's like boom, it just caught on fire like in water. Like one of the things was he made lithium, which looks just like foil. And lithium is what's in all of our batteries, and so it's basically just foil. You can unravel it in the battery. And it's kept wet in a solution. So it's basically this aluminum foil that's twisted up in like a solution in the battery. And he said the reason they do that and that lithium batteries are so super dangerous is because they're so reactive to certain things, one of which is water. And so he took it out and dried it off, literally took a corner and threw it into a Pyrex dish of water, like from a distance. And it lit up to like a brightness of the sun. And then the whole thing fucking exploded and glass went fucking everywhere.
That's why you're also not allowed to bring lithium batteries on a plane.
But that's what I'm saying is with that, with chemistry, like if you know what the fuck you're doing, they must have a system that picks up when you go through TSA on those machines, those X-ray machines, that would pick up like, like the smellers that like plumbers have and stuff that they can come into your house.
You'd be sadly disappointed, buddy.
They must have something that can tell like these chemicals are not allowed to come through. That something that tells what a chemical is. There has to be.
I would think that any person could open it up, smell it, and go, okay, yeah, that's alcohol.
I mean, really?
I mean, they do swab. They will swab your hands for gunpowder residue. I know I've had a few times where, because the one backpack that I use, it used to be my range bag. Mm-hmm. And I was super freaked out that I was going to get swabbed because there's no way there's not some sort of gunpowder residue on my backpack that I happen just to use. but I didn't get swabbed or anything like that.
I mean, what if you literally, had a roll of, took out a roll of Reynolds wrap and took thinly rolled out lithium and just put it in there and then just asked for a water? I mean, that would be very easy to...
I mean, it's just, like I said, it's the same thing with if you had a roll of toothpaste. It'll travel, you empty it out, put some sort of chemical in it. Same thing with the shampoo. So you have your shampoo, your conditioner...
Like some clay
your body
wash,
your body wash, and that's what I'm saying, and your toothpaste. You have 12 ounces of some sort of mixture.
You could take an entire plane down if you knew the right.
I'm sure the
right chemicals to mix together.
Yeah, I mean, if something like that happened to me, it'd be just dumb luck, But I mean. I don't know.
By the way, we do not condone mixing chemicals together and bringing them on airplanes on the Schnozzcast here.
Don't do that.
Please don't do that.
I should have used my pick for what Katie wanted me to use, my finger flashlights.
Yeah.
These gloves you put on there, it's got two little flashlights on your thumb and your finger.
They vibrate?
Nope.
Oh.
Sorry.
Damn.
I find them interesting.
Let's do this. Let's do this shot, Mr. Selesky.
I gotta get back first.
Let's do this shot. Do another shot of Fireball because we're going to have to, maybe every third shot, do peppermint. It's a little pepperminty. I just don't like the way, I'm totally okay with the peppermint schnapps, but then it's like brushing your teeth and drinking a beer. It's like, ugh, no, it just has that.
It's a very crisp, clean kind of taste to it. Yeah.
I mean, people rarely brush their teeth and then are like, wow, I'm really hungry. Because your mouth's all disgustingly minty. So it's no one wants food at that point. You ever tasted Gatorade after brushing your teeth? Ugh.
Why would you do that?
That sounds awful.
It fucking tastes like eggs.
That sounds awful.
It's disgusting.
It's like drinking orange juice right after.
Drinking anything right after you.
Cory.
Yeah.
Orange juice in here. Really feel it on the fillings.
Don't have that problem anymore.
No, you don't.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Everybody.
Cheers.
All right, boys. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else for the show?
Not that I can think of.
No?
Off the top of my head.
Well, then there you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is this installment of the Schnozzcast. Please join us every week. We try and release new content every Friday. Like I said, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Mixcloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, anywhere you get your favorite podcast at Schnozzcast. See ya!